Okay, so Dylan, this is how we'll kind of quote as well as mortgage app. So this is a way for you to start getting kind of trained on how to fill in on it. So for example, we set up Aaron and Kathy Wilkins. Technically, the proper way to quote block request form, that's a new switch, but it's not that big a deal. Typically, you can just hit get pricing here. You can also go straight to search for product and pricing steps, although for some reason the lock desk wanted us to start a lock request form so that we can fill in things like this, like are they waiving, not waiving escrows, that kind of ensure more clarity between the loan officer and the lock desk. But if you hit get pricing or for product and pricing, what's going to happen is an optimal is going to pop up. I want to make sure your pricing is moving up or being interpreted correctly. My login credentials are there. I'm assuming you have your own. But I just like when you quoted, I think it was Gerald, maybe you put in like a 6% rate for some reason. So
what did that because of cash to close? You needed a rebate pricing.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, all right. So once this comes up, there we go. Okay. Now this is all going to funnel in. It should funnel in correctly. There are times though you have to hit the drop-down box and change this stuff to no. All these boxes have to be completed. If you see any box that's not correct, make sure you up that. But pretty much all these are going to be no. So now on this one, the FICO score did not populate because we don't have a full credit report. So I'm just going to manually type that in at 780. Okay. Then I would say right now, just the way the market is, honest pricing everything with at least one discount point. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I wasn't normally doing that, but quoting the 2% discount points.
Wow.
Yeah, on their website. And so is like Bank of America quotes with 3 discount points on their website. It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's so many lenders now doing that. So I usually quote around here. I try to get in the 4s whenever I can, but it's just like now you pretty much. It's crazy.
1.71.
Yeah, man, that sucks. It's because it's 20% down. Rate's not very good with 20% down. It'd be better to put 15. Okay, so in this particular case, a lot of times I'll quote both, but so this will be a good example of training opportunity. Let's go to more.
Notice that ARM pricing is also fixed rates right now.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit better. So let's hold up. Let's sign out, right? Okay, so my login is jackson.thomas@summitfunding.net. The password is 108K08K1. I'm gonna go ahead and.
So should I? Because I don't have my own.
Yeah, use mine.
Okay.
Okay, so Dylan, Edge, user. The website is username. This and the password is 108K. All right, so I just emailed that to you. Then you log in. Okay. Do new client. We got Aaron Wilkinson. We got Kathy Wilkinson. It's going to default to them owning, which is where we want to do it. If they are a first-time home buyer renting, then I want you to click this button and enter how much they're renting. When I'm taking a loan application, where you'll see that being noted is I don't really actually have a great way to note how much they're paying rent on the 1003 and Take 205. They list it right there at the end of the address. So look like a unit number. So when you're logging in, if the rent price will be listed there. And then what I do is I pull credit. Typically I have Amy do it, but she may miss it. So for whatever reason, then I cut it out and I put it, on here where the rent is. On this one, I didn't because they're not renting, but that's where you can look for that rent to there. Okay, then we go to the next page. We're always going to choose purchase new home. The only other time you wouldn't is if you're renting and then you choose the box that says get first home. Okay. We skip all this. It's good. I just don't use it that often. I know how to use it, but rarely is it that much of a selling advantage, or at least my experience right now. Yeah. So let's call 30-year fixed. A. We're going to do 260. We're going to do 20% down. In this case, we're going to go 5%. We're going to enter in. Now, here's where it comes in, you just hit closing cost detail, drop down box, Summit purchase fees, 6918. You can just choose that and it's going to populate all the fees that I want to be disclosed. Yeah, that'll be fine. Then we put our points, and I always put them previous days as 1. Probably better to do 30, but I usually typically use this when I'm trying to be more competitive. When I'm quoting like on through steady, I put in 30 days. So that way people, especially if it's tight. I typically, like I said, quote homeowners insurance at 125. In this particular case, they're at 260 purchase price, and I saw that they have really competitive homeowners insurance already on their current primary residence. So I'm going to put 100 on this one. But generally, if you ever populate one form, you just follow the rules I gave you. Yeah. 75, 125, 175. Okay. Now the address, the way I do it is looked it up.
For the address that they already have in mind.
Yeah, in this particular case, they've already made one. If they don't have an address, they can put 2.15. Okay, Cambridge Drive. Oh shoot, are they? Hold on. Where's the? Cambridge Drive. Oh, Richardson. Okay, so this is the one. So this is where I pull tax records and get quotes. If I always quote with the actual property. That gives us an advantage sometimes because some lenders are lazy and quote really high on taxes. I can beat them that way. Now in this particular case, this is a good training opportunity. Other exemption. If you see that, then you cannot just figure down here. That means there's an over 65 exemption or disability exemption. So another thing you must save is this email. Calculator. So what I'll do here is actually good training is you look here, it says Richardson, Dallas County, Dallas, all this stuff. So you go back here, actually, this over, so it's 190,650. Mm-hmm. It's got a homestead on it, so we can keep the homestead on it. So we're good there. Then Richardson and Richardson ISD. You just need to choose that. This drop down menu and Richardson ISD. Okay. Then we hit calculate, and we know that taxes are 44, 21, 25.
Does the homestead exemption only apply if it's a primary residence?
Yep.
So if you're buying like an investment property, then it would not.
Then it wouldn't. Check this box and use that. Yep. 368.44. So 368.44. Now let's see how that would compare to my standard quote of 2.15. So actually, in this particular case, it's the lower, which gives us an advantage because some lenders are lazy and won't actually put the tax record. They'll just do 2 points.
That market is determined each year.
That's determined by the county. So it looked like in this particular case,
do they assess?
It looks like it's been recently bought and probably before that maybe did some renovations. Looks like. Look at this. This is an investor who's flipping it pretty quick. So actually, probably Well, we're looks like by a little bit, so we could go FHA, but we're not going. Okay. So going back to this, now you've already got the first quote. Now we'll add another product. And when I copy from 30-year fixed, let's do 30-year fixed. And let's go 5.12. And the rate was.
So you show multiple rates.
I typically do one, and so we got 1% on this one, discount point or 1.7. Then what I'm gonna probably do is I'm probably gonna add an arm. Mix it up a little bit. So when you're pricing, you'll go to Encompass. Especially since they have good credit, putting 20% down. Much better the 7-year arm. I typically quote the 7-year arm.
Yeah, pricing is very similar to the 5-year.
But look, if we go at least with, look at that, wow. So we can get down for the same amount of discount point we were quoting 5. So you pick up a half. So that did, yeah, going bad. And then what we do here, 30-year fix, right? We'll do 4.5 arm, okay? Oh, sorry. I typically call this a 7-year fix. That's the best marketing, but that's what I do. And explain that it's fixed for 7 years and then the rest of it starting after that. Then the plugin here is going to be first. It's typically most of our arms, unless you go into some jumbos, is 5. First adjustment month is 7 times 5. 1 year, like 7 years changes. Periodic cap is 2. Adjustment max rate, we take whatever it is plus 5, so that put it at 0.5. Margin 2.25 is almost the case. And then I use the 1-year LIBOR, shifting off that since the LIBOR is kind of disappearing. I don't. It's kind of been this way I've been quoting for years, so I may need to. That's the way I quote.
I don't know what's going to replace the LIBOR.
Yeah, exactly. So at some point that may shift the scenario in there. And this one is a little bit better. Sure. Oh wait, sorry. I don't know. I may not have seen the text.
Emma.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, I was for the 7th because
Oh,
the
yeah.
other one, but I just really for already.
Yeah, and they wanted to do the morning. Yeah, so we're good there. I'm working on the insurance. My thought is I thought we could get insurance. It was just on it. So I'm following up on that